Parents, when did you know you raised your child right? I found out completely by accident. And to this day, my daughter has no idea I know. It started on a freezing Thursday evening. My 9-year-old daughter, Emma, and I were leaving the grocery store when we saw an older man sitting outside near the entrance. Most people walked past him without looking. He wasn't asking for money, wasn't holding a sign. He was just sitting there alone on a folding chair, wearing a thin jacket that clearly wasn't warm enough. As we walked by, Emma slowed down, then stopped. Mom? I looked down. What is it? She stared at the man. Do you think he's cold? I glanced over. Probably. She frowned but didn't say anything else. I thought that was the end of it. It wasn't. The next week, we went back to the same store. The man was there again. Same chair, same jacket. This time, Emma noticed him before I did. When we got home, she disappeared into her room. A few minutes later, she came back carrying a brand new winter hat she'd received for Christmas. Mom, can I give this to him? I hesitated. It was her favorite hat, the one she'd picked out herself. You don't have to. I know, she smiled, but I want to, so we drove back. Emma walked over and handed him the hat. The man's eyes filled with tears. He thanked her at least 10 times. The whole ride home, she couldn't stop smiling. I remember feeling proud, but I still had no idea what was coming. A month later, Emma started asking strange questions. Mom, how much does a blanket cost? Depends. How much is soup? What kind of soup? She'd just nod thoughtfully and wander off. I assumed it was one of those random kid phases. Then one Saturday, I was cleaning the house when I noticed something odd. Emma's piggy bank was gone. Not empty. Gone. I searched her room. Nothing. When she came home, I asked about it. She froze, which immediately made me suspicious. Emma, where's your piggy bank? She looked at the floor, then sighed and whispered, I gave it away. My heart nearly stopped. You did what? It had almost $300 in it. Birthday money, Christmas money, years of savings. I thought she'd been scammed or manipulated or something worse. She finally burst into tears, not because she was scared, because she thought I was angry. Mom, I'm sorry. I knelt beside her. Sweetheart, what happened? That's when she told me everything. For nearly 2 months, she'd been secretly using her allowance and savings to buy food, gloves, socks, and blankets. For who? The older man outside the grocery store. Apparently she'd learned his name was Frank. His wife had passed away. He'd lost his apartment, and he spent most days sitting near the shopping center because it was one of the few places he felt safe. Every week she'd buy him something. A sandwich, a blanket, a pair of gloves. Whatever she could afford. I was speechless. Then she said something I'll never forget. Mom, everyone keeps saying somebody should help him. She shrugged, so I thought maybe I was somebody. I had to turn away for a second because my eyes were filling with tears. The next morning I asked if she'd take me to meet him. When we arrived, Frank smiled the moment he saw her. Not me, her. Like she'd become part of his family. Then he reached into his backpack. I have something for you. Emma looked confused. Frank pulled out dozens of folded papers, drawings, notes, little thank you letters. Every single thing she'd ever given him was listed. The date, what it was, and a message beside it. The gloves helped on the coldest night of the year. The soup was the first hot meal I'd had all week. The blanket kept me warm during the snowstorm. I don't think there was a dry eye anywhere, but the moment that truly got me happened as we were leaving. Frank called out to her. Emma? She turned around. He smiled. You saved my life. Without missing a beat, my daughter shook her head. No. Then she pointed to the backpack full of notes. You stayed alive. I just reminded you that people still cared. On the drive home, I couldn't stop thinking about what she'd said, because nobody had taught her that line. Not me, not her father, not a teacher. It came entirely from her own heart, and that's when I knew. Not because she gave away money, not because she helped a stranger, not because she wanted recognition, but because she never expected any. She honestly believed helping someone was simply what people were supposed to do. And in that moment, I realized something. I had spent years trying to teach my daughter how to be a good person. Somewhere along the way, she became a better one than me.